and I've had a phone call this morning and I've had some pretty awful news, not good news. Well, start of a new week, out walking in Russia. It's a very, very bright day, but by heck it's chilly. So they have said we're going to get some snow over the next few days. We'll wait and see. So a bit of a bitty day ahead. I'm going to go and put the water butt back in the front garden and reconnect that up. The holly tree cuttings, I need to go and get into a green bin, and I need to go and do a shop. Yeah, just a bit of a run around day up ahead. I caught the fox on my blink camera last night again. Quite funny. So down at the bottom of the garden, I think we told you, we've got a compost bin, and I put some skegs of some chicken soup down there. Well, it's a few days ago now, and Rashid keeps going down on the hunt for bits of scaggy chicken. Anyway, the fox was scavenging in there yesterday as well. So yeah, interesting that fox is still about. I'm suspicious it's got a den either in our garden or very, very close in one of the neighbouring gardens. Alright, so that's the water butt connected, that's the repair, and all being well, we need a bit of rain now. Will that hold the water? And I'm going to grab some of these holly tree and other bits of shrubbery now, put into our green bin, what's just been emptied this morning. I think another 2 weeks and we should be rid of this lot, all being well. Right, so that's another bin full. Oh, and the roses are really vicious. I'm gonna cut them into smaller bits. But yeah, another two weeks after this one, we should be there. Right, that's that bit of shopping all done and out of the way. I need a couple of other bits and bobs to pick up whilst I'm out. Right, so we're on another day. I said on a video, a couple of videos ago, our content, we may start going down to a video every other day, or maybe every 3 days at the moment, just because, well, there's not really a lot going on, if I'm honest. The jobs and bits and bobs that I need to do at home are now pretty well all done, and I'm just waiting for a Lukish, warmish day. I've got some stuff to do in the garden, some jet washing to do, and apart from that, it's just bits and bobs and a bit techie work that I'm doing. And I've had a phone call this morning, and I've had some pretty awful news, not good news. So if you've been following this, you'll have, oh, sit down for a moment. You'll have seen that I was involved in a bit of an accident, a car accident. I can't remember when was it now, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. My car basically got picked up at the end of last week, and I've now had a phone call from the garage, the repair centre, to say the car's a write-off, which has cheesed me off. So there's different categories cars come under as far as what needs to be repaired and things. So we may have an option to buy back the car and get it repaired ourselves. But until I actually hear from the insurance company, I'm a little bit stuck at the moment. So thankfully, at this exact minute in time, I've still got a courtesy car, so I can still get about. And this is going to start getting very, very awkward. I've got quite a long road trip coming up this weekend for 48 hours with Sandra and her mother. Then I'm back for a week or so, and then I've got a really big trip coming up for 5 or 6 days with two of my daughters and my grandson, and I need a car, otherwise that's going to have to be scrapped. So where do I go from here? I'm not too sure. I've never actually had a car that's been written off before. So back in my day, that car, as far as I could see, could be fixed, but the garage said, oh, they hadn't realised the radiator had gone, and there's a couple of pipes off the radiator, and I don't know. I really don't know. So I've had a good look inside it, and it's the front bumper, all the front plastic's gone. All that is just cosmetics. And most modern cars now, they look really pretty, but it's just plastic. And then yeah, the radiator does need replacing. 2 pipes had gone, and then there's a screen wash bottle. I don't know. So I've got to wait now for a phone call from the insurance company to see what they suggest and what they're going to offer me. And the car that I had was a Sanyong Corando. It's quite an unusual sort of make. Absolutely delighted with that car. Absolutely amazing car. So what I'm actually going to go and do now is I have got on my head, if I'm given an option, that I may go for a Kia Sportage, something like that. Maybe even a Honda CR-V. There's even a Skoda Octavia, whatever it's called. So I'm just going to go and head out and go and have a look at I'll try and find a couple of car dealers, second-hand car dealers, and just get in my mind the sort of car that I'm thinking of going. I've had a good look online for sort of cars above 1.8 litre, more around the 2 litre mark, with tow bars. And in the area, there's hardly any. It's unbelievable. There's really, really very, very, very few. So I've then done a bit of poking about, and what I might do, because my caravan is over on the campsite where I'm working, so I don't actually need a tow car right now. Not until I go into the season or come into the back end of this season, just in case I need to pull my caravan off. So I don't need a tow car. So I think one of the options that I'm looking at, and I've spoken to Sandra and we've discussed, is possibly just to get a car without a tow bar. And then going into summer, obviously I've not been earning any money in the last couple of months. So our winter money pot has been draining away. But I will start earning again from the end of next month, February. And then we can sort of basically put a tow bar on ourselves. Did a bit of poking about, and as I say, if I go for a Kia, apparently you can buy the tow bar kits for about £175 to £200. And then fitted, it's about 500 quid. So if you've had a tow bar fitted on a car, let me know how you went on, who you went with, and the sort of price it cost. The last time I had a tow bar, funny enough, was on my Mazda Bongo, and I actually fitted that myself. It was just a simple bolt-on job, but I'm not going to risk doing that with a car. Anyway, really not the best news in the world, but hey ho, it's the way the mop flops, it's the way the cookie crumbles. Me and Sandra are safe, the other people in that car crash are safe, and that's more important than anything. We'll manage somehow. So I'm going to go and give the dog a quick leg stretch, and then I'm going to go and nip into the courtesy car. I've got a couple of local garages or car dealers that used to sell cars. Whether they're still there or not, I don't know. And then I've got a couple a little bit further afield in Manchester. Right, let's see what today brings, shall we? Right, so down to a back street car dealer just outside Manchester. Let's see how we go on here. Let's see what they've got in stock. Right, so is Arthur Daly going to be on this one? Manchester Autos Limited. Another backstreet garage, dealership, car dealer, car seller, whatever you want to call it. Right, another dodgy place. Bit of a bigger place. This has been here for donkey's years, this place. I've passed it many times, but never been. Let's go and see what they've got in stock. This could be a bit of a laugh. Right, so that's a little bit of an old school fellow there. Seen something that ticks all the right boxes. I've got no idea now, as I say, what's going to happen here with the insurance company, whether they're going to, what they're going to do and all the rest of it. But there's three cars in here that are okay. So what we'll have to do now is, well, basically wait to see from the see what the insurance company say. But BOC, yeah, this is just outside Manchester. So anybody in Manchester of a certain age, I was just talking to him. Apparently these were going in the 1950s, and then they were really big in the 1980s. So I remember the TV adverts for these on the local Granada television channel. Right, I've got a plan. I've got a plan B. Happy days. All right, and we're back home. Bit of a productive day, that. I feel a bit better than I was in earlier. So, potentially, I've got a plan B of places. I've got some cars in the showroom for sale. So, that we'll wait to see. I've got Billy the Builder, who's my cousin, coming over tomorrow. We've got a problem with our front porch to do with the foundation on it. Anyway, he's coming over tomorrow to have a butcher's at that. Dave the roofer is doing us a re-quotation to figure out how much to re-roof our roof's going to cost, and he can start the work in the spring if we want to. What else have we got going on? I don't know. Rasha's very happy. She was coming to greet me. I'm doing sausage, mash, and onion and mushroom gravy for tea with a bit of cheese on it. Not too much cheese. Got to clear the fireplace. Empty the dishwasher. Sandra put the dishwasher on this morning. I put a load of washing in the washing machine before I went out. Going to get all that lot out. Basically, chores. And where are we? It's quite a bright and sunny day, isn't it? Hard frost overnight, but hey ho, that's where it goes. But no, all looking good. Nice and pretty outside. And yeah, let's get these manly chores done and out of the way. Hmm? What? Wow. What? What's up, Sandra? Oh, where have we gone? It's the evening, it's very dark. But the days are getting longer.
The traffic's not getting less, though.
No, we've had a little bit of snow. So, Sandra knows... obviously Sandra knows about the bad news about the car. That we are not ever going to see again. I waved goodbye on that low loader. And off into the sunset it went and... written off.
Not good.
So we're in a pickle, but we're not in a pickle. But we're not panicking. Neil Taylor, forever the optimist. Everything will be fine. What are you laughing at? He'll be fine. He'll be okay. I've been in touch with Billy the Builder, Dave the Roofer, Steve from BOC Garage. Another thing I forgot to mention before, sorry, when I went out today looking for places that sell used cars, 3 or 4 places that we used to have fairly locally just aren't there anymore.
There's a lot of garages that have closed.
Yeah.
In town as well.
Yeah, so the usual places, even Rendell's on Navy Road, wasn't there anymore and stuff. So, yeah, there you are. But something that did make me chuckle today. So I'm going. So if you're from Manchester, you know what, you'll know where Princess Road is. So I'm bombing it down. Well, not bombing it down. I'm going down Princess Road. I'm going past Southern Cemetery, and I remembered my Auntie Marion came flooding back to me.
You need to sign your rights away.
So this is a true story, and I've completely forgotten about this. So my last remaining auntie passed away. It's quite a few years ago now, isn't it? Several years ago, and it was incredibly sad because she was a bungler laugh, and she was absolutely an amazing auntie, an amazing lady. Anyway, so we knew it was the passing had taken place and everything, and so we were waiting for news of the funeral to attend. And a few days went by, we hadn't heard anything from the family, and a week had gone by, and a couple of weeks went by, and there was no news, and we were wondering what had gone on. Anyway, I then ended up getting a message from from my sister to say a solicitor had been in touch. And what had actually happened was my dad, on the Taylor side, was the last of the brothers to pass away. And way back when, I'm not too sure when, but in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, whenever, people used to pay for a family grave. They used to chip in a £1 a month or whatever. There was a name for it, where you paid towards a family grave. There was a name for it. And I'm not sure whether it was my great-grandparents or my grandparents had bought a family grave. And then the brothers and sisters could opt if they wanted to go in it. So obviously I've got grandparents in this family grave, and when my dad died, he didn't want to go in the family grave, and we weren't.
Sorry to intercede, but wasn't your uncle already there? Wasn't?
Oh, sorry, yeah, my uncle Bill. No, not my uncle Bill. Marion.
Anyway, his uncle.
Jack. Yeah, my uncle Jack was already in the family grave, waiting for the day when Marion passed, so she could be by his side. So my dad, say, superseded all the brothers. So unbeknown to me, what then happened was the last male in the family grave's son inherited the family grave. So I used to have a brother, and unfortunately my brother's no longer with us. So unbeknown to me, I'd inherited a family grave some 20 years ago, whenever it was, and I had no idea that I had this inheritance. Meanwhile, my poor auntie wanted to be buried with a husband and couldn't be buried because I had the rights of the grave. So to cut a long story short, we had to go through solicitors and all the rest of it, and relinquish the rights to who could go in the grave to my auntie Marion, and she was laid to rest, and it was a very nice funeral, actually. It was a nice funeral. Yeah, and that's the family grave now, full. But I inherited a family grave I didn't know about.
So I think that was actually the last time I saw your cousin Billy as well. Pretty sure.
Could be. Yeah, could be. So obviously families just don't see each other like they used to. Do you remember, there used to be like an 18th birthday party where they had a family shindigs, and then a 21st, and then people got married, and now the only time is when people pass, and unfortunately all my aunties and uncles have all passed, and we're all a bit scattered. We should have done 3 years ago a great big party for no reason. Had all these plans, we had a massive list, didn't we? And COVID came and it didn't happen, and anyway, one day we will do that. Unfortunately, we have lost some near and dear ones. Some good friends have gone in the last few years. Let's move away from graves. And why have you put graves into this?
I didn't. You did.
Oh, well, the car's even gone to a grave.
Anyway, with all this coming up, I was laughing to my mum about this Neil having to sign away his grave and all the rest of it. And then she randomly piped up that apparently we also have not a long lost, but a potential family grave slot for someone if anybody ever wants it, which I had no idea about either. So it was destined for my gran, but apparently my gran wanted to be cremated, not buried. So the space is still there, apparently.
My funeral arrangements are all in place. When I die, just get rid of the body, cremate it, and I'm going in the river Bolling. No funeral, no service, no nothing. I'm just get rid of me. Get a cheap deal. Get a 5 o'clock cremation when it's nice and cheap. I'm easy. We've had this conversation somewhere on the previous vlog. Have you got your funeral arrangements made? I think it's really important when you get to a certain age. You should, to be honest. Now, should we get away from death and gloom and doom and everything? How's the new job going?
Good.
So yeah, you're rock and rolling with it.
Yeah, so far, it's going pretty well. So there's a lot on at the moment because I've only just finished split working with my old job. So there's particularly this week, it's pretty hectic. But yeah, so far it's going okay. And then it's next week I've got to do my first, it's next week I've got to do my first presentation. Actually, it might be the start of the week after. But anyway, but quite soon now, do my first presentation, which is biosafety awareness. Yeah, so.
Death by PowerPoint. Yeah. Do people still do PowerPoint?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
But, well, we'll see. My challenge will be to keep everybody awake.
God. Do you remember, is it 10, 15 years ago, I think PowerPoint was at its peak and you got everybody trying to do... Those who used to go to meetings with PowerPoint will know what I mean by death by PowerPoint. The worst death by PowerPoint was about 1:30 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon when everybody's sleepy and you're in a darkened room and you get somebody go, right, can we fire up the... It's a bit like the Chris Whitty, isn't it? Fire up the first slide, please. And they had a little clicker and you'd be there in a darkened room. They'd be showing you graphs and...
It will be changing, but we've inherited a slide deck that I've got to deliver, or the content at least, and a date of 2 weeks' time, which is already booked in for this training session, which has got to happen. So I can't, I mean, I've tweaked it a bit, but it will be changing. But at the moment, I've got 1 hour and nearly 50 slides, which is not good.
50, that's just slide, just over a slide a minute. That's like clunk, clunk, clink, clunk, 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 clink.
A little bit, yeah.
It's a bit like a Kodak carousel with slides in. Do you remember those of a certain age will know what a Kodak carousel is?
But to be honest, I mean, some of it's covering things like legislation around this stuff, which people don't really need to know in detail. They need to be aware of it, and if they need more details, they just have to ask us. So I can kind of, to some extent, skip through some of it. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
We will indeed. And then I've shown Sandra today, obviously I've been to 3 or 4 dodgy garages, ended up at an okay garage, and on this list of cars, I think I've read out some of the names before. I didn't mention a Mazda MX-5. So we have actually now seen a Mazda MX-5 that is possibly within our budget. It ticks the right boxes. Mileage is high, but that's the budget we've got. So I just feel a lot, I don't know, I just feel a bit better today that I know that if we've got to go and get a car, we can go and get a car immediately. See where we go with it.
Maybe see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only a little Lego because it's only 5 weeks away before I go back to the nurseries.
There's that, and it's days before we're meant to be going on our little 48-hour thing.
I'm taking the mother-in-law away for 48 hours.
So if we are in the AGO, that's going to be challenging.
We'll see. And then, as I say, I'm back then for a couple of weeks, and then very early February, I'm away for the best part of a week on a very long journey. Oh, got indigestion. But how was your sausage and mash? Those sausages are nice, weren't they? Okay. Yeah, it's all right. Okie dokie. Yeah. Right, so I just thought I'd bring Sandra on just for a quick update, and as I say, we're just sort of drying up on content at the minute. I've got to go and see a customer, or 2 customers tomorrow, and I've got a builder here tomorrow, all being well. So when I see the customers, if they want to go on camera, we can explain, they can come and say hello and what they do. A lady gardener and a male gardener. I need to see Graham at the zoo as well.
I was going to say that. I thought you still had to go and see Graham.
No, I've got Graham at the zoo. You're wondering what I'm on about when I say the zoo. He has offered to come on camera, and I can go to the local zoo. I can get some exotic animals up close for you to see. Right, should we wrap that off there and sort of say goodbyes and everything? And sorry, I've still not got my Volta grip on this GoPro. It's I need that looking at. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Look after yourselves, take it easy, and what do you say, Sandra?
Bye.
TT.